Patron, take them away.
Okay guys, hope you're well. Last day of my hauls, got an hour while Winky's in the bath, so you might hear her in the background, and I'm just going to see if I can grab 10 pips. So let's have a quick flick through, see what we've got. Well, see the dollar's looking pretty strong, gold's pushing down, so naturally that's forcing these two down. Happy days. So let's have a little look at cable, because cable's looking pretty darn good, or at least it will be when it wakes up. Problem when you come on holiday like this, the internet is slow as arse. Well, it's breaking through here, so I think that's good for a sell. So I'm going to drop a couple of sell orders in right now. Put two £4 orders in, just like so. There we go, both the same place, underneath this candle and underneath this level. Why am I doing that? Well, I'll show you. We're going to have one into this, and we're going to pull the second one further down into this cluster. There we are, get rid of that. Oops, sorry, both triggered in at the same time, I think. Yeah, down into around there. Okay, so very quick premise of the trade. It's a very simple trade, but let's have a little look and see what it's all about. If we drag this out to 4 hour, we can see it's pushed up, plateaued here, and then had a very aggressive slam. Now that slam is what's interesting. Let me explain that. Just going to take out these order entries. Right. It's the strongest one in recent history behind this lot. Now what I'm looking at is history repeats itself. And what it does is if it has a strong drive, plateau, it has a strong drop. Drive, plateau, strong drop. Right, okay. Strong drive, no plateau, down. Strong drive, plateau, strong drop. Up it goes, and it's now finding this level. I'm expecting this to just plateau along here, but in the meantime, have a decent drop inside it. That's the general idea of this trade. Okay. Now, from here, we can build up a criteria of what we're after. Well, I can see decent levels here, where the tails, etc., have been respecting over and over. Just take this out in the daily a second, I'll show you something. Again, strong plateau, strong drop. Up, down, 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 up. Now, it's come back to this here, but it's had 1, 2, 3 failed attempts at this level, okay, which marries into this. So it's either going to take a run at it, and if it needs a run at it, then it has to come down, gather pace, bang, smash through. But it's not. The pressure is down over. Okay. Now, if you're looking to sort of build a picture, if you have your levels in place like this, then it becomes very, very simple. You just work your way down the chart. Where are we at? Plateau, drop, push up. We expect a plateau. Why? Because it's done it here. Okay? It's pushing down, so I'm expecting this to chop along here. So what does that give us? Well, it gives us all of this trading arena here is a reason I can put orders in and around, up, down, through this. So if it is plateauing, It's just going to pick extra orders up and then thump, down it'll go. So that's what I'm going to do with that. But in the meantime, what if it's just on its merry way? Well, that's why I put some test orders in. So they can go there and see if it runs down. Hourly. Right, now what can we see? Strong drive. It hasn't had any relief at all. It's just started to sell off for a couple of hours. But if it is pushing, the logical place is around here. Why? Because look, slam up, runs out of pressure, and it just plateaus about, plays. So it'll come back to soak up bottoms of here, bottoms of here, bottoms of here. Breaks through, it'll look for the bottom of here. Breaks through this, it'll look for the bottoms of these. It's just what the markets do. Do it over and over. So very far. So now I've got this set up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a series of orders all the way up to this level. Okay. And why am I doing that? Well, why not? It just means I can get better pricing, load up, and then get out. Okay. Now at the moment, the only positions running are those two that I've put in. There are no orders, and you saw me do that yesterday. Okay. So that's what we're doing. Now, if we look a little bit further down into the chart, we can also see other things. Now, that was at the base of that candle, as you can see. It just tipped it in, which is fine. And if this runs up to here or even up to here, it's not a major issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this drop to measure out some trades. And what we'll do is drop a little fib retracement all the way to there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to drop some orders up on the fibs. So move that up to there, drop one in. So I've one started on the 38 because we already got some in. Pull that down to there. Down onto there, just like so. And then we'll put another one on the 60. Just like that. Excellent. All right. So everything's mapped up. We good. Got them in, and I can put some extras on here as well if I wish, because if you notice, these are less than what I normally put in. I normally have them starting at £5 a position. We can now increase this to £8 a position, but I also like to split. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm splitting this order up into two positions, and then we've got this one there, which is one position, got that one there, which is half a position. So I've got plenty of room to get up to here, and it'll just keep picking the orders up, and then come down. I can take them out, put them back in, and in the meantime make some money. So let me play this out, and I'll come back to you when the trade is done and try and give you a little bit more insight into what we've just been doing. Okay guys, I've just killed that off because love of my life is sort of twisting on that we have to go for breakfast, and that's because we're heading home in about an hour and a bit's time. What time is it? No, hour and a half. So I killed it off, but it's done pretty much what I wanted it to do. Let me just sort of explain. Whenever there's a move, there becomes a plateau and then a return on that move, which will bring it back to maybe here where this cluster is. And you can see it's trying to push up now. Now, if it does, well, I would have just given away the profit that I've made. And because I always day trade, or I day trade in this situation, I don't want to give it away, you know. And that's kind of the premise. So if we come back out to the hourly where this belongs, this is selling off. It has a good chance to get here. Do I want to sit and hold it? Not really. I really did this just to show you guys that you can come to market, read a chart, and then get some money out of it. Now, it all started with this, you know, keeping an eye on what is going on in the motion of the market. Now, that was pushing up, it's now pulling away. Now, if that's pushing down, sure enough, that's moving up. That's going to react over here. So that's an early warning sign for me. Let me explain what that means. Well, that means this will push down, find a level, and then carry on up in the opposite direction. Why? Because they're correlated. And that's what these things do. The gold in US is a good example of that. You can see the gold is pushing up here, it's coming in, whereas at the same time the US is moving down. That's what they do. Now, there's correlation between this US market straight over onto this market. Now, again, that's shown signs to the upper side. US is moving down, so obviously the euro will move up. That'll filter over onto this, and we can see that up here as well, because if they're moving down, it's a high probability these will move up. And I watch this all the time. Just the nature of the market. So you can use other markets as early warning systems, and those early warning systems can definitely help you. Case in point. So come and say bye-bye to everybody, because it's our last day of holiday today. I think the camera's over there today. I think we need it. Should we have another holiday?
Why not?
Why?
You're going to need one when you've done the house up.
Yeah, we've for those who've been following the channel, we have bought another house, and why not? She wanted a project, so that's what we bought. We'll do a video on that about how, well, basically this is the 6th anniversary of us crashing and burning beyond belief. And we did what we called Project Phoenix. We do not rest on our laurels, boys and girls. We lost the lot, and I literally mean the lot. And we've rebuilt it, and we rebuilt it using these screens and our skills and hard work. Your pretty smile. She didn't do any hard work. I did it all. It was all me. It was me. Right? I did everything. That's why I look like this. I'm like a melted tub of ice cream. Look at her. She hasn't done a day's work in her life.
Yes.
She has, actually. She works harder than anybody I know. She really does. She's an absolute star. And she must be to look after me. Yeah, you do look after us though, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she stops us getting killed, that's for sure. But then again, most of the time it's her that's wanting to do the killing. Because
Don't exaggerate.
well, you hurt me. Go on.
Yeah.
Well, you do. You punch me all the time.
I don't.
Lie.
Oh,
See that? She's right. She's getting us, boys and girls. She's getting us. She's going at it again. This is terrible. She's a terrible wife. You're a great wife, aren't you? Right. Well, let me flick this over and just quickly show you something while we were talking. That shot straight back up to where I just said it would go. And why? Because there's a plateau there, moves up, gets across. And the markets do this all the time. Reason, there you go, screaming up, just as I was saying. Now, this is obviously a micro chart. It's a 5 minute. Does it bear any relevance to how you make your trades? No, it doesn't. It just helps you execute your trade. Your idea wants to be coming from this. And where's this move to? Well, shock, shock, the plateau. All right. And you can do various things with this. I mean, even if you put on a fib retracement, it's not the best fib retracement, this, because it's quite a, how to put this? It's not like that. Fibs work best on a strong directional move, but it is a sustained move, and then it's dropped off. But look where the 38 is. Here. And look at the candle cluster. There's no shock that they clustered in the same area. Likewise down here with the 50. Now, this retracement's made up from that point to that point, so this wouldn't have been seen. But what it gives you now is a good target point. So you've got the cluster point here, cluster point there, with a maximum point there. Moving down into these levels, if you so wish to continue the short, these will be the next two stall points, which are right close to the 50. Good point. Pull it down onto the 61. What happens at the 61? Look to the left for the clip. And sure enough, it's the cluster. Very, very simple, guys. Very, very simple. And then drop that back, and sure enough, it's doing exactly what we thought. So, happy days. I've had a great holiday. The next few weeks is going to be chaotic. We have signed the contracts on the house, so it should, if all goes well, go through next week. Can't see any reason why it shouldn't. And we'll take you through that. So not only are we going to be living in the house that we've already got, we will be moving on to the project house, and it's going to be in the middle of nowhere. And it genuinely is in the middle of nowhere. Fantastic views and something that I need, which is peace and quiet. But I doubt I'm going to get it, because Winky's on a mission to sort of pull this house apart and rebuild it. And it's a century-old house, this thing. You know, it's an old railway cottage. So, well. Yeah. I like them sort of terraced houses. They're lovely. Very oldie worldy, and this one definitely is. So happy days. I'll have to work hard to pay for it. Right, as always, boys and girls, if you're stuck, I'm very easy found. Drop down in the comments. I'll put a link of useful sites to find, and also my contact details, because I genuinely speak to and answer everybody who contacts me. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, and above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.